Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back. Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I hope you've all had a fabulous weekend, that it was full of good times, maybe a few family and friends or something like that, and maybe even some crafting time. Mine was pretty quiet. Yeah, not much else to say apart from that. It was a pretty quiet weekend. And today it's, of course, the Deal It Up challenge. So my prompts here that we're going to pick from, or rather my sets of cards, let's just go ahead and pull some cards from here and see what we're going to be making this week. I hope you enjoyed last week's challenge. I haven't had any feedback about whether you liked the little switch up I did last week, but I thought it was fun. Okay, piece of sheet music, cool, we can do that. Right, this one, I really like having the multiple sets of cards so I can, just switch it around and pull from different decks or piles each week. Just makes it a little more fun, I think, a bit more random. Now let's go whoops. Oh, we haven't made one of these in this challenge yet. So we're making a mini notepad or booklet. That should be a bit of fun. Okay, and our last prompt here. My mind is going a million miles a second trying to think what I'm going to use, what I'm going to do. So apologise if I went a bit quiet there. Okay, I'm going to take near the top of the deck for a change because I often take near the bottom. Shadow. Ooh, now that's an interesting one to incorporate. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so sheet music. Let's take care of that first and grab out some sheet music. So I'm not sure whether I want a big bit or a little bit, so I'm just going to pull a couple of options or a few options. So a bigger piece there. There's a strip there, and then I should have, if I keep digging, some smaller, or perhaps that one will do. Let's deal with that one. Okay, so that's going to be our sheet music that I can pull from. Mini notebook or notepad or booklet, so I need pages for that. What do I want to use for pages? I'm looking around me at what I can potentially grab. Lots of rustling going on here. I'm going to tear a bit of this. This is packing paper and it's perforated. So I'm going to tear off a bit of that. And what else do we want? I'm thinking this light cardstock might serve as the base, the cover. There's a bit of torn book page. We might be able to use that. What else have I got? Got a coffee dyed bit of paper there. Another bit of brown paper. How are we going? Do you think we've got enough? Let's go with that and see how we get on. Now, shadow is an interesting one. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for shadow yet. But let's put together the base of our notepad or booklet, and then we can worry about, how we're going to decorate it up. Now, this is quite a good length. It's a 12 by 12, originally 12 by 12 piece cardstock. And I'm thinking that I might just trim it down a little bit. I'm just feeling like it's a little bit wide for what I want. So I'm going to just go ahead, not by a lot, maybe about 1/2 inch or so, taking off. I'm not measuring, I'm just trying to line up my ruler so I cut it straight. I think I need to go flat edge towards me so I can make sure it's lined up on the line. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go about there. Go. Maybe it's too, no, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, we're going to go with it. Right, and what I'm thinking is like making, yeah, sorry, I'm not completing my sentences. No, I don't want, wrong thing. I was trying to grab out my scoreboard, but now I'm changing my mind anyway that I don't really need the scoreboard. So I'm going to fold this up here. Now hopefully I've folded it not too far up, and then I want this to be like a little, yeah, I probably need to trim it down actually because I think I folded up too much. So what I want, this part here at the top is going to hold the pages in of my little notebook, but I also want it to be a tuck for the cover. So the paper's going to be in here and this is going to tuck up under it, but I've left this bit too long. So I need to take a smidge off that, and I think I'll just use my scissors. Now the trick is not to take too much or it's not going to tuck under that flap. Oops, threw that scrap at the rubbish bin and it totally missed. I should have perhaps scored it, that's what I was reaching the scoreboard for, but never mind, you can do it absolutely fine without it. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I may need to take a bit more off, but we'll see. Okay, so that's the base of my notebook cover. Now we need some pages. So let's go ahead and cut some pages. So I'm going to go here and there. And you can make your pages all the same size, or you can vary them. You could make it all the same sort of paper. You could put whatever you like in it. There's no rules here, just that it's a little notepad, notebook. Something fun to pop into a journal, and putting these in journals are really good so that you might not want to take your full journal away somewhere. So you can just whip out your little notebook and take that with you instead, and then pop it back in your journal. Or just extra writing space. Very, very handy. Okay, so I don't know why I'm putting everything away, because I'm going to need to cut more pages. Okay, so I think I'm going to just tear this down with a ruler, and I don't want them all the same size. I want to vary them a little bit. And they don't even, what was I going to say? Oh gosh, it's Flo in the Coop. That's a great video, isn't it? My words are just disappearing as fast as they come into my brain. They're gone again. Maybe put a couple of bits of this. Just, there's a fold there and a tear, so I just want to take that off. It's a bit fragile there, and I like this torn edge on the bottom, so definitely want to keep that in there. And that was definitely not too bad. Is it too wide? No, it's all good. So I don't want to have them in the same order. So mix and match. Right. Put as many pages as you like in. And this bit I'm going to fold up. So you've got a little fold out piece that's a bit bigger. Like so. How are we doing? Can probably fit another couple of pieces in at least. So let's grab some of this other brown paper we've got here, this packing paper. Oops, all fingers and thumbs today. Right, this is a little bit curly, so let's give it a bit of a straighten out. About there. Good enough. I think I'm just going to fold that in half, and that's going to be the top. In fact, it could actually wrap around the top of maybe those pieces. There we go, just a little notepad, and I think that is plenty of pages. So right, I'm going to grab the stapler. And staple near the top, because I need to leave enough room here for this flap to tuck under, so I don't want to staple too far down. I'm going to go about there. And there, and let's put a third one in just for good measure, just because I like threes. There we go. Now, does this still tuck in? That is the question. Yes. Awesome. It tucks in just fine. Okay, so easy peasy. We have our little notepad constructed. Now we just get to decorate it, and that's the fun part, isn't it? Just a wee sip of my coffee there. Right, I am going to ink around this. I should have inked before I stapled. Oh, is that not coming out now? Why is that not coming out? Maybe we'll just take a little fraction more off there, because I think it's catching on the staples. Just a smidge. And the beauty of this too is you can also write on the inside. How cool is that? So let's ink it up. And the back as well. Yes, I should have inked the flap before I stapled the pages in, but never mind. Let's see if we can get in there underneath and give it a little bit of ink without bending it too much. Need a little bit of paper in underneath so I don't, whoops, I've already inked the paper, never mind. Yep, so much easier to do it before you construct something. Never mind. That's all good. Right, that will do. Okay, so now we need sheet music. I rather like this piece, I think. something like that. Yep, that looks good to me. I'm going to ink it as well, just because it seems to be the vibe I'm going for here, very sort of neutrally earthy. So a bit of ink is a good thing. Right, grab the glue stick and let's glue that down, and then we shall progress to the next step, which includes, and it looks like I'm sticking that upside down, never mind. I don't think it really matters unless you're a musician, and then it might annoy you. But I'm not, so it doesn't annoy me. Right, there we go. So we've got notepad and sheet music. Now we need a shadow, but we do need a focal image, don't we? And I'm really thinking toadstool mushroom for this. And I think it's the colour palette I've got going on. So I do believe I have some printables of toadstools. Yes, I have these ones from Farmerage on Etsy. Let's grab out those and see what we might like. Looks like I've got one or a couple here already cut out. That's actually a book page out of an encyclopedia, that one. Feels like it needs to be bigger. Definitely not those, they're too small. That one kind of, no, too small. Wonder about these ones. Oops, got some hair in there. Where'd you come from? I mean, we could, it's actually a square, like a specimen card. Let's cut it out square first and see what we think of that, and then I can fussy cut it if I decide it needs to be fussy cut around the actual mushrooms. What does it say? Schopf Tintling. Apparently that's the name of the mushroom in the picture. Never heard of it, and I'm probably butchering the pronunciation as well. Right, yep. As it is, it definitely covers up too much, but fussy cut might be a different story, so bear with me. Oops, if I can keep hold of my scissors. Gosh, I don't know why I'm so fumbly today. So yeah, we had a very relaxed weekend. Lots of TV watching. Hubby's very tired because he's been, he's been carrying everything while I'm out of action. He's been doing all the washing, all the cleaning, all the cooking, doing everything I need, like running around after me, fetching and carrying, emptying the commode, all those gross essential tasks. Setting up for me to have a shower, now that I can actually have a shower, seated, but I can actually have a shower by myself. Yay! Truly it's the little things in life that make you happy. He's been doing that all on top. Oh, and getting the firewood in, lighting the fire, doing all that sort of stuff, feeding the cats. All that on top of working a full-time job where he's on his feet all day and walks a lot. Like, he covers a lot of k's in the course of his day, all on a concrete floor in a very cold warehouse space. It's either freezing in winter or hot in summer. Like, there's just kind of really no in between. So he's been doing all that. So yes, he has been doing that for 6 weeks now. And he is tired, and I completely understand why he is tired, because he's been doing so much, and you know, there's no end to that at the moment, not until I'm fully back on my feet and able to do some cooking stuff. Oh, not to mention, you know, he does the groceries as well, does all the groceries, and yeah, just everything. He's doing everything. So yeah, so he went and had a nap yesterday. He likes to nap in the afternoons on the weekend, and I think he's certainly earned it. Right. I'm quite happy with that. There's not a lot of colour going on, but I'm actually okay with that because we need to add a shadow somehow. Now, for shadow, you could add a picture that's got a shadow in it. You could create a shadow, draw a shadow. Just be creative, interpret it however you like. I wish I had my Inktense pencils to hand, but they're across the room. And I'm not going to pause the video to go and get them because that's just not an easy thing to do right now. So other options, watercolor. It's not really designed for watercolor, but we could watercolor if we're careful and not use too much water. Have I got a watercolor brush to hand is another thing. Yes, I have, so that's a good start. You could use felt tip pen, highlighter. If you, I don't know, do they make black highlighters? Not to say that a shadow has to be black. You know, just be creative. If you're going to draw one in, then use what you've got. What's convenient, what works for you. Inktense pencils are brilliant for creating shadows. And again, you use water with them. But so I'm going to go watercolor. Just grab out my palette if I can reach it. Here we go. Come on, open up. And I'm going to use just a water brush because it's going to be easier. Now, which one is which? Sometimes I have trouble. I think this is the black. This one could be brown, maybe. Brown would work as well. It doesn't have to be black. If you've got Inktense pencils, then the bark color is really good for using. Right, just getting some water coming through my brush. A little squeeze. Right, I don't want to go too wet or too heavy. So let's just, actually what I might do, so I can control it a bit better, is just take some of this onto my palette here. Doesn't matter if it gets mixed in with a little pink, I'm all good with that. Right, which side do I want the shadow? I was thinking this side, but I've got more room over this side, so I'm going to go over here. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shadow. Maybe a little bit in under here. And that's as simple as it needs to be. You know, when you're doing these things, don't overthink them. You know, it doesn't mean that the shadow has to be the focal point or some big like feature. It just needs to be incorporated somehow. So I think that is fine as a shadow. Do I want a little label or something? I think maybe I do. Oh my gosh, that was so difficult to get out. Right, these ones are from the Junk Journal Studio, and they're just the little ones out of the set. There's lots of different sizes, but I've just put the teensy weensy ones in here. Oops, that's upside down. Oh, I kind of like that one. Is there anything else that we like? This one's a bit more elaborate. No, I think I like this simple little brown one. Okay, we're going to go with that. Really good project to mass make too, if you want to do any mass making, making these little notebooks. Yep, just there, I think's good. So you can buy 2 of these mushrooms for $1.25. There we go. Now, isn't that lovely? I think it's lovely. It would go in lots of different journals. It would go in like a fall journal, a nature journal, any neutral journal would be awesome. And it just tucks up under there, so you can open it up, write on your pages, write on the cover itself, tuck it back up and tuck it in your pocket or a belly band or something in a journal. Or even just take it out and pop it in your handbag. Doesn't even need to go in a journal if you don't want to. Could just be something you carry in your handbag, your backpack, your pocket even. Nice pocket size as well. We could decorate. There's your new word for today, decorate. We could decorate the back as well. Not entirely necessary. Actually, I've just got another thought. And this is not necessary, but I want to. Where's it gone? I had another bit of this cardstock. Where's it gone? Can't find it. Here it is. Sorry. It's a different pattern, but that's okay. I just feel like putting a pocket on the back. Why? I don't know. Just because. Because I can. Because it's just a little bit extra something. Maybe a bit deeper. Oops. No, just switching it up a bit, and I don't feel ready to stop playing, so I'm going to add a little pocket. I was thinking maybe I can tear it, but perhaps not. Perhaps that wouldn't be a good idea. I think there is hopefully okay, because I lost where I was going to cut it. Yep, and I think I want to round the corners on it just because, you know, again, adding a little point of difference. I've actually made it into like a little journal card. Right, let's ink it up. Yeah, I definitely wasn't done playing. I wanted more play. More play, please. Okay, let's glue that on with some tacky glue. Sorry about all the reaching. Now, no, I've got only dots and splotches on this, so there's no direction. Oh, come out, glue. Come out, please. Oh dear. Haven't used this bottle for a little few days. So let's see if we can get it flowing. Find a pin just works well, as long as it fits down. And this is a fat pin. It does not want to go down there. About this one. Is this one thinner? Oh no, that's a fat pin too. And these needles are all quite thick, so they're not going to work. It was enough though. I got it down enough to do the job. Right, yep, I'm making sure I'm putting it at the bottom of the little booklet rather than the top where the staples are. Right, let's put a little bit of music on that as well. Pop it over that side, give it an ink. Gone quiet again, I'm sorry. Just got a bit lost in the zone there, of having some fun. There we go. Shall we put another wee mushroom on the back? What about one of these book page ones? That could be quite fun. Or this funny curly one. Let's go something a little different, eh? Shuffling things around on my desk. Should be nice and easy to cut this one out. And I'm going to ink it, so I'm not being too careful, because I can cover any little white bits that get left behind with the ink. Oh, I feel like I need another drink of coffee. I need to have another sip. To wait till my hands aren't busy. Right, get rid of that white around the edges. There we go. Right. Yep, actually, before I glue that on, thinking, of course, another label. Yep, I think that label's quite good, and I want it under the mushroom, so right. And we could give it a shadow as well if we wanted. In fact, let's do that. absolutely not necessary, but since we've got the shadow on the front, let's give this a little shadow on the back as well. We may as well. And I'm giving it shadow on the opposite side this time. Here we go. No great art going on here. It's just a shadow. Alright, take care of my nose once again. Sip of coffee. Right, and now we need something to go in there, don't we? Have I got any more of that card? Or, sorry, reaching up the top of my desk here for everything that I've got buried. Got this scrap. Okay, yep. Let's take a bit off the top. It's a bit tall. And I was thinking journal card, but let's put a tag in there instead. Just a quick wee tag. It's blank on the back, so we don't need to back it with writing paper because it's already ready to go for writing. And this time something different to the mushroom. I don't think I want to put a mushroom on the back, but I am thinking music paper because, you know, you can never go wrong with a bit of music paper. Oops. Unless you can't tear it straight. Well, I don't want it straight, but, you know. I just want a little strip of it. Actually, how about right down the middle? Let's go right down the middle. Just roughly tearing it to size, and then I can cut off the excess. Oh, if I haven't stuck it to the glue page. Ooh, there we go. Got it off okay. Kind of middle-ish, not too worried about it being perfect. I'll trim up, make my scissors nice and sticky. Right, so if we don't go mushroom, what would we like instead? Maybe a bird, if we can find one small enough. I didn't ink around the music paper, that's okay. Not the end of the world. We could go flower, but kind of, or butterfly. Actually, we could do butterflies. Let's have a look at bird first and see what we think, if we can find something that will work. Without me creating an avalanche behind me. Alright, so it needs to be quite small, not very wide. So you're going to lose your tail and your beak. This is a cute wee one. Oh, what about him? I like that wingspan. There's a gull. A seagull by the look of him. Okay. need to ink around him because he's kind of getting a bit lost. So let's see if we can just edge him out, make him pop a bit more off the background. We might need to put something else behind him maybe. Whoops, he's getting a bit grubby. He's not so pristine and white anymore. What could we pop behind him? This paper here is just a blank bit out of a book. Maybe a rough. Yes, I think that just helps pop them off a little bit. Pop them off of the background. As long as this doesn't stick, I think I need to change my page there. I like the way that's kind of stretches that way. Now, do I want a label on that as well? A little shaped label. It's a tiny wee label with a number on. I kind of like that, just a very little detail. So I'll give that an ink as well. Oh, my toes are tingling. I wonder if they're telling me that I've been sitting at my desk long enough. But I'm playing. I'm playing, toesies. I'm having fun. So when I go back to the couch, which I will be doing shortly, I'll be catching up on some journaling, watching more TV, YouTube, something just to pass the time. Oops, I've got glue all over you, birdie. Never mind, we'll clean you up. Scrape it off with my card, like that. Messy. Almost needs a little, this is a dry wet wipe. There we go. Get rid of the goop. Right, get rid of this page before I forget. Right, and there we have just a little tag to go in the back of our little notebook here. Now I could put a little topper on it. Could actually use a label as a topper. Yeah, let's do that. There's a little white edge that I'm just going to trim off here. Like so. Now I'm thinking actually I want to trim around the border on the label. So cut it down a little bit more because I like the shape. See, I haven't done playing yet. Now the prompt is for a little notebook or notepad, so you definitely don't have to go to the lengths I've gone. Like I said, I just wanted to play some more. I just didn't feel done, didn't feel satisfied with my little project. Right, now I'm going to pre-fold that because that will just make it a little easier. I think I like this side down better. Oops, in the middle, and I'm just leaving it poke up just a little bit past the top of the tag. And that's fun on the back as well. It gives a little bit of interest on the back. Ah, I didn't ink around the back, so let's just take care of that while I'm here. Right, there we go. We have our little... If you don't like the staples at the top, you can put a bit of washi tape or something over it. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to leave it as is. So there's our little notepad with our papers. And this is one that flips down. And then writing space. Tuck it all up nice. And then just a bonus little bit of writing space on the back. How fun is that? And using up my scraps too, which is awesome. Those scraps of card have been in my box for quite a long time. Probably around 3 or 4 years those scraps have been running around my bin. So, awesome. I count that as a really good day. Right, I'm just going to clear this away so I can grab out the cards, prompt cards, and do a little tidy up if you don't mind. Where are they? I've buried them. Just to refresh our memories on what the prompts were. So we have a mini notepad or booklet. We have a piece of sheet music. And then we've got shadow. And for shadow, I chose to just use watercolor paints and paint in some shadowing. So there we go. There's my rendition for this week's Deal It Up challenge. I'd love to see what you do. You can tag the virtual tag, rewind that. Tag the Deal It Up challenge on Instagram, or you can pop into Visual Vibes on Facebook and post it in there. I would absolutely love to see what you make with these prompts. So have a great week, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.